Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is MTG Ghoul Dude, and today I wanted to do an opening of the Brothers War Mishra's Burnished Banner. I wanted to open it up. There was a card I seen previewed in it. I don't know what else is in the deck itself, but I also seen that it came with this pack, so I figured I'd open this up and give my opinion on it. So let's go on ahead and get into it. That's everything. I guess the pack is in the box. So let's go on ahead and take everything out. I do like the fact that they started doing the deck boxes with the decks. So we can set that off to the side. Open that pack in a minute. And the little spin downs. I like how this one's actually like generic. It's just not like it's tailored to a specific thing. So that's a big up for that. The little that sucks. Personal opinion of Secret Layers, me personally, I haven't bought one. I don't plan on buying any. I may buy pieces of it, but that's probably about any of it. I think the only Secret Layer stuff that I have is from like OMG Kitties for my Rabo deck, and some of the pieces from the left-handed Secret Layer. So throw all that away. Let's get into it. Ugh, what's all that? Realize all that was on my mat. I'm probably gonna need to wash this one. Alright, so I did actually hear that these were all like old border also. So I do love the old border around the card. And the foiling's actually pretty nice. They're actually pretty they're not as pringly. So you got Mishra, Eminent One, Ashnon the Uncaring, Factor Fiction, Thirst for Knowledge, Abrade, Expressive Iteration. Oh, now that's one that I like to see. Oni Cold Anvil. I was real high on this one when Kamigawa came out. I thought that was pretty neat. Dreamstone, Hedron, Felwar Stone, Hedron Archive, Icar Wellspring, all just really good, just generic mana rocks. Servo Schematic. That Soul Ring is pretty nice. Thran Dynamo, Buried Ruin, Crumbling Necropolis. That's one of those lands from OG lands. Demir Aqueduct, Is It Boilerworks, A Myriad Landscape, Rakdos Carnarium. So you got all the bounce lands in this one. I wonder if there is a bounce theme in it. Reliquary Tower, Mnemonic Sphere, Thoughtcast, Executioner's Capsule. That's pretty nice. It's in an older border. Feed the Swarm, Faithless Looting, and I love how that, if you haven't noticed that right there in the top left corner, and there's, I don't know if you could see it, probably a little bit better right there. That tombstone represents it has an effect from the graveyard. If you didn't play during that time, I didn't, but I learned. Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, Demir Signet, Glint Raker. I think this is a new card from this set. It gets plus X, plus O, where X is the highest mana value among artifacts you control. It deals combat damage to a player. You may reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put an artifact card revealed this way into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library. Ooh, that's a name. Terrasars. Devastation, X2, generic, 2 black. You lose X life and create X tap Power Stone tokens. Then all creatures get -1/-1 for X, each artifact you control. Artifact offering for the Blast Furnace Hellkite. 7 and 2 red. Artifact offering, you may cast a spell as though it had flash by sacrificing any artifact and paying the difference in mana cost between this and the sacrificed artifact's mana cost. Includes color. Flying double strike creatures your opponents control. Creatures attacking your opponents have double strike. That's pretty neat. Farid, Enterprising Salvager. Human soldier. Whenever a non-token artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a colorless artifact token named Scrap. Interesting. Sack an artifact. Choose one for 1 and a red. Put a counter on a ferret. It gains menace. Go target creature or discard a card and draw a card. Machine God's Effigy. You may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it's an artifact and has tap to add blue. And it has the ability tap to add blue. Scavenged Brawler. This has Unearth, or it has an effect from the graveyard from the tombstone. It's a 6-drop construct. It's a 4/4 flying vigilance trample lifelink. Exile it from your graveyard. Choose a creature. Put 4 counters on it. Also, it's like an effect that you give it those abilities. Well, that's pretty neat. Smelting Vat for 1. Tap it. Sacrifice another artifact. Reveal the top 8 cards from your library. Put up to 2 non-creature artifact cards with mana value less than or equal to the sacrificed artifact's mana value from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Wondrous Crucible. Permanents you control have Ward 2. That's pretty good. At the beginning of your end step, mill 2 cards, then exile an online card at random from your graveyard. Copy it and you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Muzio. Visionary Architect for 1 and 2 blue. This is a mythic. It's a 1/3 human artificer. 3 generic and a blue. You can tap it, look at X cards of your library where X is the highest mana value among artifacts you control. You may put an artifact from in them onto the battlefield. No, that's pretty cool. Geth, Lord of the Vault. Herald of Anguish. Improvise. Oh, this is a new card. This is a new old card. This was from another set. If I remember correctly, this was from like Kaladesh or something. Flying at the beginning of your end step. Each opponent discards a card, sacrifice an artifact, target creature gets minus. Yeah. Then you got Joyer Weatherlight Captain, Silas Wren, which is pretty good. Lithoform Engine, which is another pretty good reprint. Emery. Master Transmuter. Padim. Workshop Elders. Artifact creature you control flying at the beginning of combat on your turn. You may have target non-creature artifact you control become a 0/0 artifact creature. If you do, put 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Fane the Broker from... That's from... what was it? Strixhaven. That's pretty cool. Audacious Reshapers. Tap it, sacrifice an artifact, reveal cards from your library until you reveal an artifact card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest in your bottom of the library in a random order. Deals damage to you equal to the number of cards revealed this way. So unless you're building like a super heavy around artifacts, that's a little bit harder to get around. Blasphemous Act. Chaos Warp. Cursed Mirror. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like that should have had a brown border. Hellkite Igniter. Slow Bad. Bedevil. That's a nice reprint. Brutaclad. Idol of Oblivion. Metalwork Colossus. That's always nice. Mirrorworks. Oblivion Stone. Spine of Ishsa. Stronic Resonator. I like the art on that one. That one's some pretty nice art. Trading Post. I'm only really just stopping at the ones that... Oh, there he is. There's the boy. A Traxos Scourge of Krug. Oh, that's my boy right there. This is the only real card that I kind of really wanted out of this deck. To put in place of the commander him that I already have. That's the commander of his deck. So that's a good thing to see. Darkwater Catacombs. Shadowblood Ridge, Exotic Orchard, Smoldering Marsh. It's not bad. Temple of Deceit, Temple of Epiphany, Temple of Malice. I'd probably just take all the temples out and just put basics in there. Michael Sith Wellspring, Nil Spellbomb, Prophetic Prism, Rakdos Signet, Wayfarer's Bauble, Ashburns, Command Tower, Dross Force Bridge, Great Furnace. They got the artifact lands in here. Path of Ancestry, Sea of the Sign-On, Silver Bluffs Bridge, Terramorphic, Vault of Whispers. Did I have all the rest of them? And you got some basics, which are in the... These are like the Dominaria United arts with the old school borders around them. I think some of them are. But they're nice nonetheless. And then you get the Thick Boy card. And then the tokens. These are double-sided. These are double-sided. So you get servos with Power Stones, Mishra's Warform with an Inkling, a copy, with an Inkling, a copy, and a Power Stone. 2 scraps with a Power Stone and a Phyrexian Mirror. A Goat and a Construct, and a Phyrexian Mirror, a copy, and a Power Stone. All in all, you know, it's a pretty, I've seen people just run this deck without anything, adding anything to it. So, I mean, I'm not impressed by it. So, I mean, I'll just go on ahead and put it back in the way it was. Like I said, I'm not impressed by it. I mean, the reprints in here are decent. I wish they'd have did the whole cycle of those. But, you know, gotta have us something. Gotta have us buy something. There's a lot of rares in this deck, like a lot, like an incredible amount. Not a lot of mythics though. I think most of the deck is rares actually. Besides 1 or 2, like, yeah, like the signets, the power, the mana artifacts, they're all uncommon. Some of the removal, stuff like this. The lands, the non-important lands. But all in all, I think, you know, upgrading this deck to be a little bit more competitive, a little stronger, is actually a pretty decent buy. And plus, if you're just going to get the artifacts like the Dreamstone or the Felwar Stone, the Mind Stone, the Soul Ring, and the Therian Dynamo, you know, those are pretty good. Some of the lands would be pretty nice for upgrading another deck or a deck that you already have, like Traxos for me, because that's going straight into another deck. Like I'll put the other Traxos in here just so I can get that Traxos as a commander. Where did Mishra go? But that's gonna be all for me. I appreciate y'all watching the video, hanging out, checking out. Appreciate all the comments, the likes, the subscribers. But that's gonna be it, and I will see you guys. Oh wait, no, that is not it. That's not it at all. We still have to open up this pack. Completely forgot about that. See, that's how much faith I had in it. So, what are we hoping to get? That's the question. Which way? This way. Alright, so we got 2 cards. There's 3 in here. I'm assuming that's a token. So what's the token? Nothing. It's just a throwaway. So the first card is a foil borderless Simian Simulacrum. I've seen this do some work on Arena. Not a bad card. And the last one is a Boots. That's not bad. I actually didn't see any Boots in the deck itself, so that'll be pretty nice to slide in to use. But like hate that I was jumped ahead of myself and just like, alright, it's time to go. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate it, and maybe I'll open up another deck or something, or I'll do a deck tech or something later on. But I will see you guys next time in the graveyard.